recording.
Smack talking where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is Smack Talking Raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom!
Welcome to another episode of Smack Talking Raw. I'm your boy Pinky, and our boy Ron Stradamus, the pretty boy, is back in the house. Ron, tell the people what's up.
What's up, people? I'm glad to be back on because I know a lot of you guys wanted to boycott us last week because it was just Pinky, but I came back to bring the love and the beauty back to the program. So thank you for bringing me back, Pinky.
Hey, nobody wants that more than me. Nobody wants to see your sexy face more than me, my friend. Welcome back.
The sexy boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We actually had a great show last week. I just was not a part of it physically. I was part of it just with my voice. So good job.
So we should start out the show talking about our guy. Man, if you were a kid of the 80s this last week, it has been a week.
Yeah,
man.
Wow. It started
Theo
off
Huxtable?
on Sunday. Theo Huxtable, drowned. Crazy. Ozzy Osbourne, he was sick for a minute, dies. Then all of a sudden we start getting these notifications. We start getting these notifications that Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne was what, 77?
I think so. 76 or 77, yeah.
Yeah, and so and then all of a sudden we start getting notifications about Hulk Hogan. And at first I was just like, because they had been talking about it for a couple weeks that he had been sick and everything. And so it was just kind of like, all right, it's another one of those things. And then they finally dropped it on TMZ. The main dude on TMZ was sitting there on a table and he was talking about, he's like, yeah, Hulk Hogan's dead. And it like, my wife is currently over in Poland. And so when I found out about it, she was asleep. When she came to, and like I talked to her before I went to bed, I actually started crying because Hulk Hogan was 2 months after he became champion. That's when I first started liking wrestling. So Hogan was the dude when I first started watching wrestling. He was the guy. He was the say your prayers, eat your vitamins guy. And so for me, I'll go even bigger than that. So I used to work at McDonald's when I was a kid. And so the first time I was in the drive-thru, this big old and I'm like, welcome to McDonald's. Can I help you? Yeah, brother. You know, I would like to have a Big Mac, fries, and a chocolate shake, brother. And I was like, is this Hulk Hogan? He's like, are you into the WWF? And I said, yeah. And he comes around and like I'm slapping him 5 and everything like that. I'm like, you are so cool, man. It's so cool that you're coming through McDonald's. I later saw him about 9 to 10 other times at that same McDonald's. But the cool thing was he was just human. He was just so fun. We had that drive-through line backed up all the way down to the main drag at 11:30 in the morning time, or what have you. My boss is like, you got to get Hulk Hogan through here. He comes through all the time. But the thing that I remember about Hogan, and I'm going to talk about the positive stuff. Hogan was bigger than life when I was a kid. When he came on TV and he's like, yeah, brother, with the largest arms in the world, me and all my Hulk, man. When he broke that thing down, dude, it's like you believed every word that man said because for 3.5 years, he did not lose. So whatever he said was gold. And then when he wrestled Andre the Giant on Saturday night's main event and lost the belt, There were 40 million people watching that show live back then. That's an insane number, 40 million. When Hogan lost the title to Andre at that Saturday night's main event, I remember crying about it because at that time I'm 16 years old and he's the only person that's been champion since I've been watching WWE. And it's like my champion is defeated and they cheated him, right? And it's like the twins. The thing that I remember the most about Hogan, and I'll kind of wrap this up. So this is the part where I just want you to capture it, is that Hulk Hogan, thank you for being just bigger than humanity in a way. You came across as somebody that was bigger than life, and you played that role better than just about anybody that's ever crossed this world as a human. And I just thank you for just coming out and really just putting out a good positive message in the most parts when you were wrestling, because your message was good. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins. And at the end of your life, you found a relationship with the Creator. And in having that relationship, that's setting on your way out a great precedent as well. So thank you, Hulkster, for doing what you did. You're such an amazing part of my memories as far as wrestling goes. And just like Triple H said, if there was no you, likely there would be none of us watching this to this day. So thank you again, brother.
Oh, man. Ron, well said. I am a child of the 80s. So I got the Hulk Funko.
Yeah, this is a collector's edition. It comes with the Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan from their match in '84, where Hogan became the champion. This is so if anybody wants to buy it, I'm selling it for $1,000 right now. I have the complete set because I said at some point in time he's not going to be with us. Well, here it is. So
Ron's he'll have it up on eBay for everybody. Check it out.
Yeah. Or Ronnie. You could come on Ronnie.
As also a child of the 80s myself, I have a deep affinity for Hulk Hogan. He was the guy. You know, it was Hulk Hogan. Maybe you had Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake. For me, it was Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Like, those were the two dudes. And Roddy Piper. And when those three guys got on the screen, I was just glued in. I was in it. And so I have lots of fond memories of Hulkster. I think he provided a lot of hope and belief and just putting out those good vibes in the 80s, right? And then, of course, he has that great run with NWO and WCW, which really flipped the wrestling universe on its head and really created competition for WWF, which because of that competition, that's where the Attitude Era came from, which can be argued as one of the greatest eras of wrestling. So without Hulk Hogan doing that, we don't get the Attitude Era. It doesn't happen. Right. So he has really affected wrestling in all shapes, all forms. And we're not on Netflix. We're not having 2-night WrestleManias. We're not having 2-night SummerSlams. None of that's happening without the impact of Hulk Hogan. Now, the internet community went on a spree as soon as he passed to continue to try to bash his character and who he was as a person outside the ring. And those things matter, right? You want your heroes to be good guys outside the ring. And I would liken this idea to, now that I'm an adult, with certain people, I've realized, like with my parents, not my parents, because my parents are still pretty much the same, but I feel like a lot of people who grew up in really troubled households with parents who have some issues themselves, you think your parents are heroes. You think they're great people. And then as you get older, you kind of realize they're not what I thought they were. And sometimes that can really destroy your view of them, or just make you understand, like, they're just people. We're all flawed. We all have our flaws. That's their flaws. I understand it. It doesn't make me love them any less. I just have to understand, like, who am I dealing with? And I feel like that's kind of like how we should treat the Hulkster. He had his flaws. he might not have been the greatest human being at certain times of his life. That doesn't take away of what he did for wrestling. And hopefully, again, you can look back and be like, I enjoyed whatever he did in the ring. Some of his politics, some of his other views, maybe I don't agree with. Maybe that's not how I would be as a person. But we're all allowed to be ourselves, right? We're all allowed to be different people. Doesn't mean you have to crush him completely, right? You don't have to cancel him. He's dead. Like what, he can't fight back now. And unfortunately, he can't work to try to continue to be a better person, which as he found God, he was trying to be a better person. Maybe it was a little too late. Unfortunately, he didn't have a lot of time left. Maybe he would have had time to continue to right some of those wrongs. So I'm going to always continue to view him in that light of, hey, he was the Hulkster. He prayed. He ate his vitamins. God bless America. He was always the patriot. He was the guy. And that's how I'm going to remember him. And God, it's sad. It's sad.
When you bring that up, there's a lot of crossfire that comes in regards to the person outside of wrestling and what their legend and body of work is. So, for example, I was a huge Chris Benoit fan with regards to his in-ring work as a wrestling technician. What has allegedly happened and he's been convicted of him murdering his wife and son and then himself is reprehensible. Character is a big deal, but the impact that Hulk Hogan made, if I just stand on that meritas, I equally agree with you with regards to what you just said, Pinky, with regards to we're flawed. We all are flawed. We all have our flaws. And those people that are sitting there throwing stones at people and saying, hey, well, you did this and you did that. Well, one of the reasons why people behave that way is because in the first place, if I'm pointing fingers at you, I got 3 more pointing right at me, right? So that's one thing I would just give to everybody is if you have somebody that has made an impact in your life or not even made an impact in your life, there's this thing called grace. And especially when it's over, I think that we need to lean more into that than the hate, for sure.
Well said, Ron. Well said. Whew, all right. Peace, Hulkster. We'll still keep you around in our memories, and I'm sure we'll still talk about you a lot on this show as times go on.
One more piece, Pinky. So one thing that bothered me is I was thinking about the tribute to Hogan. It was incredible that they had everybody on the ramp and everything like that. But it felt like what they did for everybody else, because even the aforementioned Chris Benoit, the aforementioned Owen Hart, they got the entire show when they passed away, right? And Hulk Hogan was the epitome of wrestling. And I think that they should have done a little bit more for the Hulkster than they did for everybody else. And they should, at the very minimum, given him a tribute show. And I know it went across SummerSlam week, but this week's show sucked on both nights anyway. So they could have done a lot better with having a tribute show to Hogan, having the wrestlers come out and express their gratitude for the Hulkster and try to build his reputation as somebody that made an impact and a difference. That's what I think they should have done. But that's just me as a fan.
So let me ask, Ron, do you think they didn't purely because of a lot of the internet hates and a lot of the hate around Hulk Hogan? Because, the last time we saw him with the WWE event, he was getting booed on Netflix.
Right.
Out in LA. So I feel like that may have played a part of not doing a full tribute show. And maybe that's TKO, right? Versus Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon would have shut it down, and we're doing a tribute show. I have no doubt about that. No doubt.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that when I was evaluating, it was cool to see the Hulkster on the screen. It was cool that they paid a tribute to him and they did a 10-bell salute. It just didn't feel enough for the person that took it. Without him, there is, like, how many people impersonated Hulk Hogan growing up? I used to have his voice so down, it was crazy. Oh my goodness.
I mean, there was probably 5 people in the crowd on Raw that were at least dressed up like him. Or at least had the boa and the red and yellow going. So, I mean, it's popular. I don't know, man. They could have done a couple things. They could have even done maybe, hey, we're going to show highlights of Hulkster's top 5 matches or something. You know, most memorable moments or something to, you know, be able to really tell that story. And then they could still do a couple of the major stuff. But, I mean, there was a lot of filler that we don't need it, right? It didn't do anything.
It didn't move anything at all. So, you know, for this show is for the wrestling fans. So if you're watching this show, we're here for you. We're wrestling fans just like you. We just happen to have a media outlet to be able to smack talk Raw. A lot of times lately, we have been smack talking Raw and smack talking SmackDown because it hasn't been that darn good. But the thing that's happening is we have a 2-night SummerSlam for the first time ever. So we're going to start getting into some of the matches. We're going to talk about where we think things are going to go. And at the end of this, once we get through all of it, I want to talk about a little bit about the trajectory of where we see WWE finishing up 2025. Just speculating on that.
There'll be some of that as we go through this, because I think our predictions, I feel like now that we're going to be we're halfway through the year, our predictions have to match up with what stories will be going forward. And there's a couple of the big ones that I feel like I've been thinking about what makes sense moving forward. And that's where I'm going to go with my prediction. So let me get us started here. I will say the build has not been great, but most of these matches are awesome. I'm excited for a lot of these matches.
Well, Saturday we will be with each other.
Going.
Saturday we'll be with each other to watch night 1 and night 2. My wife is coming home from Poland, so here we go.
So you won't be with us on night 2, but we'll be hanging out at my place, at my casa. Anybody's welcome. We're gonna have a good time. Oh, all right. This is the one match. This is trying to go Saturday to Sunday. So on Saturday, to me, this is the match that stands out. That it probably won't be the starter, right? Because we want to get it popping. But we got Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Tell the people what's up.
Man, I love how Karrion Kross is developing. I can actually see at some point in time this be an alliance, but Karrion Kross has to win. He lost the last match at the Queen and King of the Ring. So Karrion Kross has to win this match.
I think they hate having Sami lose though, but this match to me is one of the matches on the card that I feel like this should have been a stipulation match. And I feel like it should have really been a almost like an I quit match.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get Sami to say he lied, right?
Right.
Something. Because they've already had 2 matches. They've already had 2 matches this year. This is the 3rd one. What's going to be different about this match that we didn't get in the other matches? So I feel like it's hurt by that. I know they like Sami Zayn a lot, so I think they have a hard time having him lose. But if they are planning to get the Karrion Kross train rolling, he's got to start stacking some W's. Now that the last month, he's actually gotten some time, right? He's actually gotten some time on TV. We're seeing him more and more. He's getting really good pops. He's had good moments. He's had good backstage moments. If they want to get this thing rolling to make him a player, it's time. He's got to win. He's got to win. The only
thing I think that could happen out of this even more is that if Sami loses, I could see him turning heel and joining Seth Rollins' group, and he ends up costing either CM Punk or Gunther the title later on Sunday. So I could see that, like he says, yeah, I was a liar. And then later on he comes out and he is a liar. So that could be something that's a build to something bigger. So Sami then gets into the bigger picture of the main event.
I'm with you. Moving on. We got, this is the first moment that I'm starting to get the feeling that Triple H cares about the women's tag team division. I feel like it's coming. Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez versus We're Not Friends, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Tell the people, Ron.
So for me, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, I think that they have to win. And the reason why they have to win is because there's the allure of when Liv comes back. So I think that during this match, they're going to have a great match. And I think this is ultimately going to set up a match between Liv and Charlotte that they really aren't friends, and they're going to end up being against each other. I think that they may play a little bit, but there's going to be some Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff type tension that goes on at some point in time, and it's really going to explode down the line to them guys being a good feud later on down the line.
Not so fast, brother. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are amazing together, and they are going to win, and they're going to win so that we can keep getting these awesome segments. The best thing of SmackDown last week was Alexa Bliss wrestling, or was that on Raw? Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez?
Alexa Bliss
it was this
and
week
Roxanne
sometime.
Perez is on Raw.
Charlotte Flair had pom-poms. And Alexa Bliss kept saying, do the thing.
Do the thing. Do the
and
thing.
She was like, no. And she was like, do the thing. No. That was awesome, man. And the audience is falling in love with Charlotte Flair. Something that I don't think the WWE anticipated. Like,
right.
She's not getting booed.
Right.
She's getting cheered. And this whole friendship and so I know where you're going with the Liv Morgan thing, but she's not coming back to Royal Rumble, man. We can get the belts back on Roxanne and Raquel by then. Like, I don't want them holding it for over a year. Why not? This change makes sense. Because we don't need that. We want to build up the tag team division. If we're going to build that up, we got to build up new teams being the champ and move that belt around a little bit to garner that interest before we have someone literally hold on to it for over a year. Because we don't have enough teams to come and battle for it. So if we're going to stick it on somebody for a couple months, might as well be two Hall of Famers in Alexa and Charlotte for a while. We keep getting these fun promos. And then before Liv comes back, we can put it back on Raquel and Roxanne. And then we could get that story going. We'd have time for that. Because, we don't want Charlotte and Alexa to be together a long time. Right?
But the thing about them being the champion when Liv comes back is that Liv was the champion when she left. So what happens with the belts now that she's back?
Right. Which is why we can give it back to them before Royal Rumble.
No, but if they lose the belts, then it's Raquel and Roxanne's titles now. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a different thing if they hold on to the titles until Liv comes back, because then Liv comes back like, I'm back, give me my belt back, as opposed to they lost the titles and won the titles back.
Yeah, but I don't think Liv cares about I don't think the tag team titles really matter to Liv. Once she gets back, she put in such good work. They're gonna put her back in the main event scene. So that's why I just don't see that the tag team titles aren't gonna mean anything to her at that point. If she comes back, she's gonna come back to whoop Roxanne's ass for taking Dominic. That's gonna happen. But I don't think the tag titles are gonna matter to her at that moment. It's gonna be more about, you stole my man. Right. And then going back into the main event scene. Because Liv Morgan is going right back to the top, man. You could argue she was one of the top performers of 2024 with all the work she put in. And she was in 3 different storylines before she got hurt. So
yeah,
that's what I'm seeing. So I know we're split. I got We're Not Friends. We're Not Friends is gonna win, baby. You heard it here.
Liv and Raquel. Oh, I mean Roxanne and Raquel.
Moving on to another fun, interesting match. We've got Drew McIntyre. Well, we've got maybe Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. Did you hear the news about Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, he is in England and he is stuck stupid.
So that seems to me like a work. I don't know. I don't know. That just seems really weird. Like you don't have your wife didn't get home, find your passport and mail it to you? Or
right.
Isn't there a way to, like, everybody knows who you are? Like, yep, that looks like Drew McIntyre. Oh, yep, that's Drew McIntyre. Like, I understand if I go to a gate without my passport and people are like, I don't know who the freak this guy is. I'm like, yeah, I'm on a podcast, right? I got no identification. Drew McIntyre's like, look, there I am. Oh, here's me again. Hey, look, I'm on TV.
You would be screwed because you have Pinky as your name on the podcast. So even if they watch it, they're like, see, you're not even the person you said you are, right? So you'd be totally screwed. So,
and again, that goes with me not giving out my legal name, right? That's the thing.
Right.
I don't give out my legal name if I don't have to. This should be a fun match. Randy Orton, Jelly Roll. The celebrity always wins, right, Ron? I'm pretty sure that's kind of a thing, right? You're the historian of the show, so I have to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the historian in me says yes, but I'm kind of like, Bad Bunny was awesome. If Bad Bunny was in this match with Logan Paul, I'm believing it because Bad Bunny came out and he was badass. My challenge with Jelly Roll is he seems like more of a goof with Randy, who's a killer. So they don't match up necessarily. So there could be the potential that Randy turns heel on Jelly Roll and joins Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre to make this new group.
I don't hate that. I don't think Jelly's one and done either. Like Jelly's putting all this work. He's living down in Orlando to learn wrestling. I don't think he's one and done. I think he is going to do a couple matches. Because I think you got once you do one, that next one you're better. You do that one, and then you're going to be better than that, right? So
I'm just looking at this match from a qualitative standpoint. You got two people that are goofs, and you got two people that are great wrestlers. So you got 3 of the 4 that are solid wrestlers and a goof. So where does Randy really put his energy? Like he's a legend killer, and Jelly Roll's kind of a legend. And so at the end of the day, I think that there's the possibility that Jelly Roll eats RKO. Sorry about it.
That's a pretty wild take, Ron. That is a pretty wild take. Randy Orton turning heel and busting up on Jelly Roll. I got Jelly Roll and Randy Orton winning, and Logan's going to eat the pin. Because Logan can eat the pin and it doesn't matter. He'll reset, go into another feud with somebody else, and he's just fine. Like, the pin does not affect him one way or another. Drew McIntyre, that guy's got to get some wins. He can't eat no more pins. It's time to get him back. It's time to get him back into the main event. So, but I do think Randy Orton and Jelly Roll are going to pull out the win, baby. Let's go, Jelly. I'm ready.
I hear voices in my head. They cancel me. They understand. They talk to me. Jelly Roll.
I love Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Like, those two dudes, I love them. So I'll be rooting. I think Randy and Jelly will win, but I'm going to be rooting for Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior. Let's go.
Cool.
Moving on. The Who Cares match.
Moving on. Go. No, I'm just kidding.
I got a quick one on this one. And I heard this. Trying to remember what podcast I was listening to. Santi app.
Okay.
I was listening to him I was listening to his SummerSlam predictions, and I think he made the greatest comment. And I'm gonna steal it from him, but I'm giving him credit. This match lost almost all of my excitement as soon as Naomi won the belt.
Right.
Because the excitement was Naomi cashing in on Jade when Jade wins the belt on Tiffany. So now I'm not excited. I think we both agree. Jade is not our favorite. We don't really care for her wrestling. She's not great. She's stiff. Don't really like her character. Tiffany, I feel like there's not. I think she's had a lot of really good matches during her title run of 200 and I think it was 270 days today. It's been a great title run. I think she's had a lot of good stuff, but I don't know if there's anything more to her. So I'm in this weird like, well, let's see what Jade can do. Let's just see. I mean, you can't see what she do as a champ if she's not champ. So let's see. Jade's gonna win. That's my prediction. But I really, I don't. This might be the one where I go and grab another beer from the fridge.
Yeah, I think we both agree. Jade looks like the winner on this one, but there's something about Tiffany, and in big match games, she has a way of like pulling it together. She beat Charlotte at WrestleMania, and she beat
she's beaten
Tiffany
Nia a couple times.
Yeah, she's beaten Nia a couple times, so it's not beyond her to just pull off a victory.
The last woman standing match with Nia is where she really got my respect because that was a banger, and that was brutal.
Totally brutal. Totally brutal.
And that was before Rhea and Raquel's street fight, and it was like, well, damn, ladies, like Tiffany and Nia made you guys look bad. So let's move on. Let's move on. At least I know Tiffany will look good. She always looks good. All right.
So I want to have a take on this for a second. Last night on baby. Raw. So on Raw, when we were watching the show, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed look strong. The problem is that Roman Reigns is not the champion anymore. So beating him down the way they didn't have the impact as if he were holding the Universal Championship. It just didn't have that effect to me. Roman's a part-timer. He's kind of coming in, and this match is kind of a slap in the face to us as the fans, because when he last was in the ring for real, it was at WrestleMania 40 when he lost to Cody Rhodes. That's when he was really in the match for the title. And since then, he's just been kind of dabbling. So when you're trying to elevate your talent, you have them attack somebody that's a part-timer. It's kind of meh. And really meh, because the tribal chief is not running with the same cronies. His cousin is kind of rolling with them. And now Paul Heyman is doing this trickery to trying to get his mind so that he's not focused on him and stuff like that. I thought that was just a really bad use of space of trying to build these guys, building Roman Reigns and throwing together this tag team match at SummerSlam. You have the tribal chief who dominated the World Wrestling Entertainment on all levels for 3.5 years. And you're going to slap him into a tag team match with his cousin that just lost the World Heavyweight title match? Tell me about that, Pinky.
Well, look, he was on the poster for SummerSlam like as soon as they created the poster. So that's when we hadn't seen him since WrestleMania, and it was like, well, he's got to come back sometime soon because he's on the poster for SummerSlam. So he's wrestling at SummerSlam. But now he's got a movie commitment right after SummerSlam. He's going to be gone filming the Street Fighter movie. So I don't think it would have made sense to get him into one of the title matches, which is where he probably should be. I think you'd agree with me on that. But you really want Roman Reigns in a title match not winning the title because he's going to go film a movie? And I don't want them to put the title on him and have him leave for 2 to 3 months again, right? So I felt like they were in this corner of like, we got to put him out, but we can't put him in a title match. So, hey, let's team him up with Jay, who's over. And I think Roman's eating the pin. I think Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are winning this match, and Roman is eating the pin, lifting up the young guys.
Yeah, I think that they should have had Roman versus Braun or Roman versus Bronson Reed one-on-one, because Roman's not a tag team wrestler. So it's like the story is really bad. It's just really bad to me.
I thought they were going to go Roman and Braun. To me, that made sense. They're hyping Braun up as like the next, Paul Heyman's been talking about he's going to be the main eventer of WrestleMania, 45 and 47 and 50. And like he went through that whole thing. Well, that's cool, but how's he going to get there, right? Well, you beat Roman Reigns, right? One-on-one. Nobody comes in. No surprises. It's just a one-on-one dogfight. You were the big dog. I am the big dog. Totally makes sense, Ron. You're dead on there. I'd like to argue with you more, but you got to be right all the time.
I just say it how it is. And another thing about this group, right? If they want to create the illusion of Seth Rollins is not coming back or whatever, they need to get another member of the group. They need to get another person that comes in and fills in the group.
That's plan B. When I think when Paul Heyman was on the phone with someone talking about it's not time for plan B yet, I feel like that was the recruitment of someone else. And that's just who is that someone else going to be? A lot of different theories. I think we've talked about it a little bit. Ethan Page, Ricky Saints would be, to me, great young guys to bring up and bring them as part of this faction. Like I think you said Sami Zayn just 20 minutes ago. So they've got somebody else coming. It's just when do we unveil that person? When does that happen?
Right. You know what? We got to get our promo in. So everybody, by the way, this is an interactive show. This is your show. So drop likes and comments with regards to stuff that you like, stuff you want to talk about and stuff like that. Because right now at this point, we're in season right now with regards to WWE related product. But your impact and what it is you want to see, what you'd like to talk about, etc., is important and valuable to us. So please drop a like and comment whenever you get a chance.
Absolutely.
And tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Anybody who loves wrestling, we want to chat with them. We want to have some fun. All right. Sunday, we're going to move over to Sunday. And I think they might still be adding one more match to Saturday, maybe. I think there's maybe one more match.
Gunther and CM Punk are going to main event Saturday.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that clip. Yes, so we got to talk about that then. I don't have the picture for it though. So we got to talk about that. CM Punk and Gunther.
What do you see?
Talk to the people.
So Gunther is one of my favorites, and CM Punk is my all-time favorite. So I'm in that situation right now to where I just really realized that CM Punk's got to get a belt before he retires and goes off into the distance. So this is a spot in his game plan to where he can do that now. And that could lead back to another John Cena and him match if John Cena maintains the title at Crown Jewel for the ring thing. So that would be a cool little pump if it goes that way. Then there's the Seth Rollins if he cashes in. There's more money in it if CM Punk wins than there is if Gunther wins.
So CM Punk has definitely got to win the title. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's time. You do believe that Seth Rollins' injury is a work.
Yeah, I've said it from the very second.
Talking about that.
Very second that he did it, I was like, that's a work.
So it would only be fitting for CM Punk to win, be getting his roses, and a either hobbling Seth Rollins or a Seth Rollins that's not hurt at all is coming down to the ring with a referee ready to cash in and get this thing done. Because again, as you've mentioned before, he has said that as long as he's breathing, and he might have a knee injury, but he's still breathing, right? That as long as he was still breathing, CM Punk would not have the title. It's not as good, but at least I got their pictures up there. Oh, I do think this is going to be a great match. A lot of fun. I'm not a CM Punk guy.
Their promo on Monday night was really good because Gunther the week before had taken all of the steam out of CM Punk, and CM Punk came and really got in Gunther's face and did his CM Punk thing. So they both.
Yeah, sometimes I just like it more when they go back and forth, when there's that back and forth versus the one guy attacking the other and the other guy just taking it. So, but I know we will be on the edge of our seats waiting to see if the cash-in happens. All right. We could probably do a whole episode on CM Punk and Gunther. Moving to Sunday, this match is the match. Hey, Ron, you still with me? I lost Ron. All right. 6-way tag team match. We've got the Wyatt Six. We've got Motor City Machine Guns. We've got DIY. We got Fraxium. We got the Street Profits. We got Andrade and Rey Fenix in a table, ladders, and chairs match. How amazing is this? Now, we had this match, not all 6 of these teams were in the match, but 4 of these teams were in the match right after Mania, the SmackDown after Mania. And you could make the case that these guys should have been on Mania versus that War Raiders New Day match. Like, who cared? That match was awful. So, this match has all the makings of a banger, an all-time classic. Super excited to see it. Waiting to see if Ronstradamus is coming back. But I can't wait. All 6 of these teams, there's a reason why any one of these guys can win. I have a feeling Fraxium's the young hot team. It's time to put the title on them and see where it goes. I didn't think they were going to keep the title on Wyatt Six very long. So I do think Fraxium is the team to beat. But pull names out of a hat, pull names out of thin air, just spin a board and pick. You might be right. Any one of these teams could win, and there's reasons why that you could say that any one of these tag teams should win the belt. So, crazy. I'm hoping Ron comes back. Come on, Ron. Might have to come back to that one. I lost my partner. What else we got? Well, let's talk about this one. Oh, wait, he's back. He's back.
I do not know what happened. Like, everything went completely black.
Well, I'm glad you're back, Ron.
All right. I know you were, and everybody, I told you, I promised you I wasn't going to leave you with this man by yourself looking at him. And
you
I'm
did
back.
It again. Well, Ron, I gave my breakdown of this match. This is a table, ladders, and chairs match for the tag team title. And we've got 6 tag teams. I'll tell the people again. We got the Wyatt Six. We got Motor City Machine Guns. We got DIY. We got Fraxium. We got Street Profits. We got Andrade and Rey Fenix. Tell the people who's going to win.
The Wyatts.
Why?
Because they have 5-6 people on their team. And in a tag team ladder match of this sort, there's no rules. And so I see the Wyatts getting all kinds of involved in this and really taking the level up a notch, because you have some really good tag teams. I like Andrade and Phoenix. I like Fraxium. I love the Street Profits. The Motor City Machine Guns. I've always liked them, and DIY. I could give or take with them, but the Wyatts, to build their story, they got to have this gold for a while. So I see the Wyatts just completely just obliterating everybody inside of this match really quick and really often, so that they go ahead and reclaim tag team gold.
Damn it, Ron. That makes complete sense. And that's not what I went with. I didn't even think of that angle of now it's there's no rules and all of the Wyatts can get involved, and that's really smart. You're probably right. I did say you could pick a name out of a hat. You could spin a wheel. Any one of these 6 teams, you could make a case for any one of these 6 teams winning. I said Fraxium would win. They're a young, hot team. They haven't had the belts yet, so let's see what these kids can do with the belts on. But I wish you would have been on here earlier to stop me from that. Because your prediction makes sense. Because, yes, if you've got 3 more members of the Wyatts that can come down and beat up on everybody else, now that does make that story. It tells that story, right? Any team that wins has to overcome that too, right?
Right.
That's
right.
I mean, you got to overcome all the different tag teams, and you got to overcome them too. That's pretty cool. So I'm excited for this match. I'm hoping it is as good as the one we got on SmackDown after Mania, because that match was one of the top matches of the year so far.
Yeah, that was a match of the year kind of candidate right there for sure.
Let's see. Okay, I think we should go to this one next. All right, we got Dirty Dom versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. What's going down, Ron?
I love what they've done with both of these characters. I mean, AJ showing up in TNA and just getting his wherewithal there a little bit. And then Dominic with this injury angle that he's been out, and you got AJ kind of just following behind him, being the janitor, being under the ring, being all these different scenarios with Dominic. I just see that the Frady Cat Dominic is going to find a way to pull out a victory on AJ and walk away Intercontinental champion still.
Not too fast. Not so quick, my man. AJ Styles is going to win. And I do believe it's because Dirty Dom's going to be doing some stuff with AAA. He's going to Triple Mania, and he's got a title fight at Triple Mania for the belt. So I think they've got him kind of going that direction a little bit, lifting that brand up, which is part. I do believe that's part of why we've got this TNA partnership, and we've got because TNA and NXT are doing a lot of stuff. There's a lot of crossovers. I think as we've now started to send a lot of the luchadors over to AAA to build that crossover and build that relationship. If Dirty Dom wins the AAA title, he can't hold both titles at the same time. He just can't be done. Because he's only had one match where he's defended the Intercontinental title since he won it at Mania.
Well, duh. That's going to give him more opportunity to do more matches, bro.
With 2 different belts. Well, I want to see the Intercontinental title. That's the working man's title, and he's only defended it once. This is his second time. So he hasn't been a working man.
Look at whose dad is. He learned all of this from his dad.
Hey, his the IC title, man. IC title is the working man title.
His deadbeat dad is the one that taught him those behaviors, and that's the reason why he acts that way. Mysterio over Styles.
AJ, lock it in. Let's see. Let's go back. All right. Oh, man, I'm so ready for this match.
Ooh.
I'm so ready for this match.
So I'm going to intro this match, and I'm going to give it to you because I want to hear your Fatu, because you do one of the best Fatus I got. So we got Solo Sikoa versus Fatu. Who you got in this match?
Well, look, we all know I love Fatu. And I do think he's going to beat Solo's ass coast to coast, post to post. Yada I mean? Fatu! Let's go. Let's go. But I do think he's going to lose. I think Fatu's going to lose. I think Solo and Solo's MFTs are going to pull out the day. I do think Solo's doing great work. I think he will continue doing great work with the U.S. title. And I do think they want to put Fatu up to the main event. I think they want to get him wrestling those guys. He doesn't need the U.S. title to go do that. So that's I think this will be kind of the culmination of this feud. And they're going to let Solo cheat his way to win it. And Fatu is going to go on to bigger, better things.
I don't think they're ready for bigger and better things because I think Fatu, even though he's going to the main event, that's his ultimate destination. I don't think he's going to see the main event for like a year and a half because of the fact that they got to culminate all this stuff with The Rock, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and all these guys. There's a mishmash of all kinds of stuff happening. Seth Rollins going into WrestleMania next year. So his time winning a Royal Rumble, say 2027, would line up with him having a heavyweight title match somewhere in a year and a half or so. And him and Braun Breaker, because they teased that as well a week and a half ago, of Braun Breaker and him being the future next up. Let's go.
Are you just trying to tell me I'm getting too excited here?
I think you're 15-year-old and you're getting your first piece.
I mean, my wife says I get really excited. I mean, it happens. It happens.
Well, if you see and know your wife, that's 9/10 of the law.
Yep. I do love that this is in a steel cage. I like that a lot. We haven't had a lot of steel cage matches this year, so I think this should be a lot of fun. Win or lose, I'm still going to enjoy Fatu. Fatu is so fun to watch. I would like his promos to get better now. Like his lines have been very. I know you can say yada to mean. I know you can say I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm all gas, no brakes. I know you got those lines down and they're good. Now we need some more. Now we got to go to that next level. If you're gonna be fighting the main event guys, you got to get some more. You got to be a little bit more of a linguistic.
You got to be able to get your words down. Period.
There we go.
For sure.
Thanks for helping out.
Yeah, I think right. Solo Sikoa wins in that one too. Go ahead.
Okay. See, we were on the same page. We just had different reasoning. Becky Lynch and Lyra. Tell the people what's happening here, Ron.
Becky Lynch wins. So the reason why Becky Lynch wins because then that takes Lyra and that makes her have to get involved in something else because she can't fight for the Intercontinental title anymore. I think that ultimately what they're looking to do is to bring Bayley into another type of match because when they were interviewing Bayley looked lost. Like, I'm not at SummerSlam. I wasn't at WrestleMania. Like, she's going to do something extreme. And that something extreme might be cost Lyra Valkyria the title at SummerSlam and then somehow get involved with Becky Lynch somewhere down the line. I just see that Becky's going to snap. Like, Becky's going to really snap, and it's going to be all bad at SummerSlam. So she's going to cost Lyra the match, and then ultimately Becky gets to go on. Lyra and Bayley get to fight for a little while longer, and that's what I got there.
Man, we are not on the same page today. Like, I think we would be in the ring fighting right now.
Let's go to LFG. Let's go to LFG.
Baby. Hold on. I got to get some work done on my back before I go to LFG, though. My back is not into taking bumps. It's not going to happen. I'll take face bumps because I don't need this, but my back I need. Lyra's going to win, baby. Lyra's going to win. And here's why. It's Becky has done everything she needed to do in this feud. She's lifted Lyra into the stratosphere. She's lifted the Intercontinental title up. it's time to let Becky go back up to the main event. She don't need the IC title no more. And I think Becky has proven she's back. I think I want to say their first two matches didn't look good to me. It was like she was getting that rust off, but now she's back. And it's time to get her fighting back with Rhea and Charlotte and Bianca and all the big dogs. She don't need to be messing with Lyra. I don't think Lyra, to me, is main event ever, in my opinion. But can she do the U.S. title and the IC title? Sure. She a mid-carder? Sure. She's a really good technical wrestler. I will give her flowers there. I just don't find her that interesting myself. So I think it's time to let Becky Lynch move on, and I don't feel like she moves on if she's still holding on to that IC title. So that's my
yeah. I just see Becky's hot with the title right now, and she doesn't need a world title right now, but they definitely need a belt around Becky's waist because she's not a good chase. She's more of an opportunist. She's like she's kind of like a female Edge. She's an ultimate opportunist. She gets herself into positions to where all of a sudden she's in a title hunt. And right now you got Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Naomi. You got Liv Morgan Stephanie. When she comes back. You got Stephanie Vaquer. You got all these people that are clamoring for the title at the top. So that's not an opportunity for Becky right now. So she needs to have that glory. So that's why she keeps the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam. And then that makes the fact that Lyra Valkyria cannot fight for the Intercontinental title. So maybe she starts getting some of that main event pull to start working her way up because she's more of a chaser. She's more of a chaser than Becky is, in my opinion.
I mean, that all makes sense. I'm going with Lyra, though. Lyra's going to win.
Who's all the man?
Becky Lynch is the man. Partner, is this the match of SummerSlam?
Match of SummerSlam. Although they have a weird picture outlay on that. That looks really like they want to be in the Wyatts or something.
I feel like the red, white, and blue should be over here on Ripley. I feel like the blue should be over on Sky and the red should be on Naomi. But that's me.
Yeah,
I feel like they don't have the right color schemes on each one. But after Rhea and Io Sky's match at Evolution and how great that was, how great their match with Bianca was at WrestleMania, I will say this is the match that's probably got the most expectations. Has the highest levels of expectations. If this match is not as great as we want it to be, we will definitely shit on it.
Well, there's the possibility it can't be because there's not going to be the surprise of Naomi coming out after having an injury. So she's already going to be in the match. So what we have to appreciate is the fact that they're going to have chemistry, some type of chemistry. And if you remember, these two, meaning Io and Rhea, they fought against Naomi's partner, Bianca, at WrestleMania. So I think it's going to be a fantastic match. Naomi's had a chance to watch their match and also the match with Bianca several times, I'm sure, and they're going to look to pull out. This is going to be a gem. This is going to be one of those instant classic matches because the women have been putting on, we've been talking about that ever since our podcast started. The women wrestling is significantly better than the men's wrestling right now.
Absolutely. And these three women are one of the main reasons why. Because they are putting out fantastic matches on the regular. So, who wins?
Naomi. Can't take the title off her too quick.
All right, Naomi wins. And then we've got the match of the weekend. Cody Rhodes, King of the Ring, versus the never seen 17-time John Cena. Tell the people.
Cody Rhodes wins.
Not so fast, my friend. I got a little bit of a Lee Corso thing in me now. Cody Rhodes is not going to win. And it is specifically the same reason why Roman Reigns is not in a title match. He is also leaving for a couple months to go do Street Fighter. I don't see them putting the belt on Cody and then he leaves for 2-3 months to go film a movie. I just don't see it. So, I don't know if you had that information in mind when you made that decision. But that's how I feel like they can't do it.
The thing that I see about Cody and John Cena is that either way, either one of them is going to have to go away because John Cena has also got a movie that he's getting ready to shoot. So in retrospect, either way you go, somebody's going to be gone as the champion. And having Cody Rhodes turn heel at SummerSlam with the help of The Rock, who comes back to SummerSlam and finally gives the reason why he gave Cody Rhodes this thing at Raw, the reason why he didn't come back to celebrate and deal with the John Cena thing. And he fills some programming for a little bit because with John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Cody all being gone, they're going to need something to fill the void. But that's if I'm promoting. If Triple H is promoting, he's probably trying to dig up the Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan and get them to have a main event match somewhere along the line. I don't know.
Again, everything makes sense. I think it would be a great moment to have The Rock come out. Cody turns heel. Cody does beat Cena. We've got Cena on the walkway again, just like he did when he faced The Rock before, after he lost. And he's just sitting there in just bewilderment of what just happened. Getting that moment again would be great. But then I start thinking about, again, the future, right? The future. Now, it's easier for Cena to come do a couple of the things that he's doing because we've already had that expectation this whole time that he's on his retirement tour. He's here a week. He's gone 2 weeks. He's here a week. And he's here filming he's filming in the States. His movie that he's working on right now is in the States. It's actually filming in New Jersey right now. Cody Rhodes will be international. I can't remember where they said the Street Fighter movie is going to be filmed, but it's actually going to be filmed. I think it's going to be over in like somewhere in Asia. So it ain't going to be easy for him to try to jump on a plane, come back, do a SmackDown, and then go back, right? So that's where I kind of think
his disappearance is also something that'll make him more hated because the more he's away and has the title, and they take little camera shots of him with the title. You guys probably missed this, don't you? I'll be back soon. I'm out doing what I came to do, what Dwayne told me that I could do. He could totally play up the heel role while he's gone so that when he comes back, that transition happens.
But that's also really good storytelling, which we've also said Triple H has not been doing a lot of. So,
well, maybe he's starting to listen to our show and he's like, these people got some great ideas. I need to listen more to Triple H, Paul Levesque. We're sending the shout out to you. I got some good material, friend. Keep it coming. Cody Rhodes wins the title.
All right. John Cena keeps winning, and he will be at Clash in Paris. And Clash in Paris, he will face Drew McIntyre.
Well, the thing that I'll tell you about what your hole is in that is that if John Cena keeps the belt, then him and Cody Rhodes' story is over, and Cody lost 2-0. That makes no sense. You can't have a loss on your record to where it's like you're the future, but you lost twice to the
You can if The Rock comes in and maybe somebody else comes in and like there's a whole thing. It is a street fight, so that does open up the gates to a lot of people coming in. So maybe somebody comes in for Cody, somebody comes in to help John. Maybe R-Truth shows up. We ain't seen R-Truth in a little bit. Maybe it's time for him to show back up. A lot of cool stuff could happen. We don't know, right? We don't know. I just think Cena will not lose until Saturday Night Main Event. I think that will be when he loses and he's out the door. That's what I'm banking on.
I'm thinking that it's John Cena versus The Rock on Saturday night's main event, the last Saturday night main event of the year. To who is the better of the two of them, because The Rock screwed John Cena out of the title at SummerSlam.
That's good booking. That's good storytelling, Ron. All right. We're running a little long, Ron, so we got to finish up. I wanted to ask this one question of you before we end the show. We've got so many great wrestlers. We've got so many great matches. Who's the one individual that's missing?
From
could be male or female, SmackDown, Raw, doesn't matter. Who's the one individual that you're like, man, I really wish that person was on this PLE?
It's great.
Now,
you know what? To be honest with you, the one person that I'm missing from WWE is Braun Strowman. That dude should have had a different course in WWE, and they just blew it. That dude had he ran over people outside the ring. He ran over them inside the ring. He was just awesome, and they just didn't know how to use Braun Strowman. He should have been an absolute monster. That's who I miss.
So who's active? Because he's active. He's not active. He's gone. I don't think he's coming back. So anybody who's active, currently signed WWE.
Currently, I don't have anybody off the top of my head, friend.
Well, you know who I'm missing already, but I feel like she might end up with the match. I'm missing Stephanie Vaquer. I think she might end up with a match with Chelsea Green. I think they might fit that one in. Maybe. After SmackDown.
Maybe. Right?
The one guy who's missing, who's now he won it at Night of Champions. Not Night of Champions. He won it Saturday Night's Main Event. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Knight. Where's LA Knight? Where's he at?
Where is he? Where is he at?
He's got to be on vacation.
Or maybe he's going to join Seth Rollins' group.
Maybe. Who knows? Make it make sense, because I feel like that's one guy to me that was getting to that. You know, they had him wrestling Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, and he was involved in all that. And now for the weekend, he doesn't have a match. Like, he should be the one teaming with Roman against those guys.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the guy that's missing to me. I'm hoping I get Stephanie. I do love me some Stephanie Vaquer. Everybody knows there's nothing bad about Stephanie. She did the Devil's Kiss Friday night. Even even Harmony was like, "Mom, look, yeah."
So the first person that spoke any words about this person was me, because this dumb nuts was all about Liv Morgan. That was his play.
I'm still about Liv Morgan. Don't worry about that. But
so
there's room for more than one in Pinky's harem.
Don't be traversing into my stable, because my stable is solid. You see what I come in with? We do this. So, guys, if you're not down with what we're talking about here on Smack Talking Raw, we got 2 words for you. Suck it!
Love y'all. Check you guys next week after SummerSlam.
Cool.